Can Jamaica's Stephenie and Mcpherson become 400-meter world champion in 2022? Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. We have a personal goal of 10,000 subs, people, and we're almost there, and it's because of people like yourself. Also, please hit the like button if you enjoy our content. It helps to push the content out. The algorithms absolutely love it, and guess what? It's absolutely free. Also, please leave a comment. I often learn a lot from you, and sometimes it helps me to improve these vlogs. So, when you're ready to talk about this? When you're ready? Yep. Good to go. The 400 meters is considered to be, by most, the single most difficult race on the track. A race that combines tactics, stamina, strength of will, and speed. Jamaica has been fortunate because we have produced some of the best 400-meter runners in the world. Case in point, Shericka Jackson. Now, why am I specifying that Stephenie and Mcpherson could become the 400-meter world champion in 2022? Let's talk. Early this year at the National Stadium, she became national champion in the 400 meters, winning in a very convincing and commanding time of 49.61, beating Candice McLeod, who is considered one of the top 10 400-meter runners in the world, by a clear and easy margin of 3 to 5 meters. Candice McLeod, you may remember, came 5th in this year's Tokyo 2020 Olympics 400-meter finals. Mcpherson has shown tremendous talent throughout the years. In 2013, she won a bronze medal in the World Championships. I just think that she's at the point where she should be able to win in 2022. And here are some of the reasons why. First up, as a member of the MVP Track Club, her coach, the brilliant and one of the best, Stephen Francis, he believes that she's going to have one of her best years. He says,
A couple of injuries last year. Stephenie Mcpherson, unfortunate in the final in Tokyo for Tajay Gale in the long jump. What is their status now? Are they fully recovered, or are they still in the process of recovery?
Well, they're recovered enough to let me believe that this year will be banner years for them. This year coming up, and Stephenie, I think that it was disappointing because I thought I should have run 48 high in the 400, but again, she's young enough and determined enough that we can try again.
So that's my first reason. If Coach Stephen Francis of MVP Track Club believes that you're going to have a banner year, and if he basically stated that he thought should have done even better in the Olympics, which just ended, we're going to discuss that a little later, then I think we should take heed. He tends to be correct. I've heard him say this about a few people. Elaine Thompson-Herah, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, recently Tajay Gale. In fact, I'm going to leave the link. Go watch our video on Tajay Gale. You're going to absolutely love it. So that's my first and primary reason. Stephen Francis believes she's going to have an amazing year. And for some of you that may not hold any water, but for me, that's a huge deal because like I said, he tends to be correct. Number two, she's ranked by the World Athletics Association as the number 3 ranked 400-meter runner in the world, which is a big deal. Number 3 ranked. My third reason for believing so is she has tremendous speed on the flat 100 meters. All right? Her personal best, I believe, is 11.44, which she ran in 2010. But as recently as 2019, she did run 11.30, but of course it was into a plus 3.1 wind. So she has speed. She's ranked number 3 by the World Athletics Organization, which is the premier athletics organization. And the gentleman who I think presently is the best track coach on the planet, Stephen Francis, believes, that she is about to have a tremendous 2022. So let's get on to point number 4. At the recent Tokyo 2020 Olympics, throughout the heats into the finals, she won in such a commanding style. You can just see it here. She wins in 50.89, easing up a clear 50 meters before the finishing line. In the semifinals, she beats the legendary Allyson Felix. This, of course, let me be clear, is in the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, which just happened recently. And we're talking about her in the 400 meters. So she wins her heats in convincing style, basically jogging and winning by a clear, 5 meters. And then she beats the legendary Allyson Felix, as you can see. That's the end of the race, by a clear 10 meters, running an astounding 49.34. Yes, 49.34. That's a serious feat, people. Allyson Felix is legendary and an amazing 400-meter runner. That made me sit up and notice. Now, most of you may remember what happened in the finals. She entered the finals as one of the clear favorites, of course, alongside Allyson Felix and the great Shauna Miller-Weber and the young lady from, I believe it's Puerto Rico or Colombia. Might have been Colombia. She ends up running 4th, very disappointingly. But we find out later on she runs 49.61, equaling her previous best. But we find out later on that she had had a injury, which people, I don't know. When I saw these scenes, my mom was crying, and I lied to you. I can't imagine an athlete at their prime, at their best, about to do the exceptional thing and get injured in the race. She was clearly ready to run fast, to even challenge a Miller-Weber. So I think that the combination of all these factors for me is why I think she can win. I genuinely believe this. If Stephen Francis believes she can win, he tends to be right. His batting average when it comes to when he makes these public statements, as far as I know, is at least in the 80s or 90%. She definitely, she's ranked number 3 in the world by the World Athletic Association. She has clear flat speed. She, and I'm going to get into this next, shows up on the big occasions generally. She did extremely well at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, right up until the finals. And even injured people, she ended up running 4th, running 49.61. And I guess that injury, I can understand why she was so distraught, because she was clearly in the prime shape. She was clearly ready to win. She was running exceptionally. I mean, in the semifinals, people, she beat Allyson Felix by 10 meters easily. Now, I believe one of two things might have happened. Maybe in the semifinals she ran a little too hard, and that could have been the reason why she ended up 4th, combined with the injury. Running with an injury cannot be an easy thing. So, as I said to you, I felt like I was going to cry when I saw her. So distraught on the field. I think most of us, as most track and field fans globally, no matter where you were, we were all touched and moved. So I think these 4 reasons for me are 4 solid reasons why she could win. Now, I know many are going to be screaming at me, Peter, you're forgetting Shauna Miller-Weber. You're forgetting Shauna Miller-Weber. You're forgetting Shauna Miller-Weber. And so let's talk about that. Now, Shauna Miller-Weber won in a very commanding race. She ran 38.36 to run a personal best. Paulina, people, I can't remember where Paulina, I think it might be Dominica. Please just tell me if I'm wrong. She came second, running 49.20. Now, in the semifinals, in a very commanding style, and easing up before the line, as I stated, Stephenie and Mcpherson won in a personal best of 49.34, and she looked easy doing it. My theory is that had she been fit, she could at least have cracked that sub 49 mark. And if you remember earlier in the interview, Coach Stephen Francis said he was disappointed because, but she had been injured, because he had expected her to run a sub 49. He said actually 48 high. So it means that she would have at least been somewhere in that second place. And as I said, if you go back and you look at the race, that's the semi-finals of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics 400 meters, where she beats Allyson Felix by a mile. I think had she not been injured, she would have been battling for second or first. And maybe I'm being very optimistic, but if you run a 49.34, easing up 10 meters before the line, beating a legend like Allyson Felix by about 10 meters, and if your coach, one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, says he thought you were going to run a sub 49, meaning he thought you were going to run, somewhere up there, maybe a 48.70 or something like that. To me, it means that she would have gotten at least a silver medal. So those are my reasons. I mean, let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me. I'm sure you will. But I think that if she remains healthy, improved speed, and she clearly has flat speed. Like I said, she's considered top 3 in the world. In the Tokyo 2020 Olympic races, if she had not been injured, the sky would have been the limit. I think she could have challenged for first place. Somebody might say I'm being very optimistic. She does have flat speed, and she's still pretty young. She's 32 years of age. So, and most importantly, Coach Stephen Francis believes that she's going to have a banner year, one of her best years, if not her best year. And if you are ranked number 3 in the world and Coach Stephen Francis thinks it's going to be your best year, then the sky is definitely the limit, people, without a doubt. So please, let me know your thoughts. Please leave a comment if I made any mistake. I'm going to go and check and see the name of which country Paulino represents. That's terrible of me. And as always, people, what do I always say? I say, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow, and we're growing because of people like yourselves. Thank you so very much. Please leave a comment. People, I'm not exaggerating, I learned so much. Like I said, sometimes I do not agree with you, but I still learn. And hit the like button if you enjoy our content. It's really important. It helps to get the product out there. It helps to get the vlogs out there. Go watch my vlog on Tajay Gale. You're going to absolutely love it. And what I always say, as always, bless up, yeah. Big up yourself, people. Big up yourself, kings and queens.